look like I haven't slept. It's because I haven't. I'm just kidding. I slept for a little bit yesterday. But chasing money young. Don't get caught up chasing money young. You can chase money. You should, get money when you're young, but don't make it your entire life. Don't make it your identity. Don't make it such a big deal. Don't put money on this pedestal that it becomes everything to you. And money is valuable, but it's only a tool. And you only get to this point when you have enough to cover all your expenses, when you have enough to not be so worried about it, when you're at peace and secure and you're not living check to check, which most people really are. But that's why I'm only able to say this. And so it's only really valuable as a tool. You got to start looking at it in a different aspect than just consuming things, than just buying a lot of clothes, or just buying things that give you a short dopamine hit, things that only may feel good in the moment, and then your happiness goes back to the same after a little bit. After you get that car, your happiness goes back to the same after 6 months. Your happiness always returns to the same amount, you know? Like, you may not know because you haven't gone through what my mindset has transfigured for it to be to do this way. But I'm telling you right now, that's literally what will happen if you get all the money, if you save all the money, if you invest all the money you can. You're going to get to this point. And that's how I've discovered or just broke out, just not wanting anything or not needing anything, because I think I found true contentment in what I want. And it's just like what we think about what richness and what having a lot of money is, or what having just having money in general. It's a lot backwards than what we think. We always think what people can show on the outside is that they're doing well for themselves. That may be the case, but it may also not be the case, because they may just have that car and just be in debt because of it. In reality, they have to go to that job to even afford that car. In reality, they cannot lose that job ever. They're tied down to that job, and yeah, maybe they might love their job and everything, but if things come, if a recession hits, if they get in trouble, if one little mistake happens and causes their life to melt down, or like an emergency, like 2 years ago, literally 2 years ago, I was injured, and this kind of froze. It was at the job, of course, and I got like work compensation for it. I was blessed enough to actually get that. But if you don't get injured on a job site or anything, you're probably not going to get, especially if you don't got like the disability thing, your insurance, you probably won't get covered, and you probably will lose your job. And those little things can impact and literally make or break your entire life. And I think that the importance of that is just anything can happen. And it's just those little things that might happen can literally change and make your life go all the way down. Because if you don't have that one income, then you really can't do anything. You're screwed. And that's like worst case scenario, right? But still, anything can happen. You see it all the time with people, and it's just like a snowball. Whenever one bad thing happens, another bad thing happens, and it's like it hits the fan. It hits the fan. And a lot of people can relate to this, because they think the world is just against them. They think the man is against them. They think, no, it's just really bad luck, bad timing, and you just had that bad day. And so you really got to ask yourself, or I want you to ask yourself and just think, like, is this payment worth it? Like, can I put in more extra work, or put in less extra work, or save a little bit more? Because that's how you actually build more freedom, build more money, build more freedom. That's how I think of money. It's just more freedom. I want more freedom. All my nights are taken away from me, and it's just like I got a lot of time in the world because I'm so young, but I'm still thinking of it in this way, so early and so young, because that's so important. If I only got this one shot at this one life, man, I want to have it fulfilled as much as possible. I want to spend it with the people who I know aren't going to be here forever as much as possible. I want to get that information, get that wisdom from those people that I care about as much as possible. I want to soak all that in because we're unique. We're able to express and remember and feel and talk and communicate and create and build things no other species can do. And I just think a lot about that stuff, and I think about how important my time is. And I really want that freedom and that peace and that, because man, if I just stop with going without a job or just coast fire or just retire early or just, that next, I'm gonna get super bored. I'm not gonna stop working ever. That's never gonna be a thing, but I'm not gonna be that type of person that I'm gonna have to be forced to wake up. Like, my own life is gonna be on my terms. And even if it's not on my own terms and I still have to go to that 9 to 5 or whatever, I'm gonna do it for the enjoyment of my own life, for the enjoyment of my purpose, for the enjoyment of that I like doing it, just because the money, that part isn't gonna matter because I'm already gonna be covered. I'm already gonna be covered under myself. And how do you get to that point, or how am I gonna get to that point? I just live below my means. Stop literally trying to impress people. Stop looking at social media. Stop buying consumer goods with credit cards or take out a loan or things of that nature, because you're paying for the past when you do that. You're not allowing yourself, your income, your greatest management, your greatest asset, your earned income to do more work for you. You're not putting that money into investments. You're not putting that money into yourself, into investing in yourself, into your education. You're literally just paying for things that really don't matter for the future. You got to think for the future, for yourself. Your future self will always thank you and love you and probably cry tears of joy. The future me is going to cry tears of joy just thinking, wow, man, you really changed your life around that early, that young, and you were that self-aware, just thinking. Because really, a lot of people never get to this point, and I really feel bad for them, and I see them all the time. All the jobs, you see them working at all these places, so old, and it's just like, man, they should be enjoying the rest of their lives free. They shouldn't be stressing. They shouldn't be, but it's just like, no, they're not able to. They thought a system like a pension would save them. They thought the government, they thought a job, they thought an employer would save them. They thought, and it wasn't their, and sometimes it wasn't even their fault. And it's just like, you literally cannot rely on anyone else except for yourself. Even in this, if you're in the US or any really developed country, you really cannot rely on them at all. And we're still so blessed and so grateful to be in this economy and this society that you can do anything with your life. And it's just, if you don't allow yourself or start thinking like that, then it's your fault. I genuinely think it low-key is just your fault. Did I miss my exit? I think I missed my exit. Oh shoot, I didn't. It's okay. But that's what it is. That's how I think. That's what I want to feel. Because man, if I want to do it, if I'm one of those older people at these retail jobs or whatever, I'm just gonna do that just so I can give them some wisdom, just so I can spit some high quality learning wisdom into their brain, so they can start early, so they can start thinking for themselves early, so they can start. And maybe they won't, but at least I could say I tried to tell them. I try to tell them to think about their future. I try to tell them to think for themselves and be an investor mindset instead of a consumer mindset. And it's just, you take what you can get, because the time is going by no matter what. Time is always ticking, no matter what. Oh shoot. And that's just something that doesn't wait for anyone. And I would just like to tell you that, just so you can just have some self-awareness and just some thinking. Because the stat lines for freaking retirement, the stat lines for income, the stat lines for all these numbers and everything is just insane to me. It's so freaking crazy. It's so freaking this scarcity, you have this poor mindset, you have this sink mindset, this mindset that just, you think you can't do anything, you think you're held down, you think, no, you can't have that mindset, or else you're just gonna keep being held down, you're just gonna keep being miserable, you're just gonna keep just not wanting to try. And it's just, there's been so many people, you see them all the time, people just say, I've had enough, and they quit how they're living, they quit their mindset, and something just shifts in them, and then they start actually make that change, start actually trying to make that change, and they get the results they want, and it works out for them. So that's just some insight. I be lecturing because it's just like, as someone who's this young, I shouldn't be worrying about this, I shouldn't be thinking about this, but no, I should. And if you're older than me and you're not worrying or thinking about this, I'm sorry to say to you, but you got to get it together. For real. Don't let someone like me outdo someone like you, because we're no different. All of the difference is just experience and mindset. But I'm not special, and I don't do anything special. I just choose a different life than anyone else, and I just choose to be tied down, not to be tied down. That's what it is. It's all gonna be worth it, no matter what I'm doing. Bye.